We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Britt Says. And how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had an amazing week, and you're definitely gonna have an amazing this week. And yeah, so what did I do this week? Did I do anything this week? I don't think so. I kept it cute and collective. You know, last week I went to a wedding. This week, so I'm trying to be progressive. I'm trying to leave the house every day or at least 2 days a week because my therapist told me I need to leave the house. So my thing was I wanted to start walking. So they have this park. Is it Williamsburg? It's in Williamsburg called McCarran Park. And it's like a track field. And it's a soccer field there too. So I was like, I started walking the track field and jumping rope. So that's like my new thing. So the week I'm trying to be progressive and leave the goddamn house every day and be fucking healthy and shit. It want to rain every day in New York City. And I was thinking about going and walking, but I'm not about to get sick, you know, over trying to be progressive and leave the house every day because I just don't want to get sick. I don't like feeling wet, you know. So if I don't have to go outside necessarily, you know, then I just won't. It's gonna stop raining on Monday. So, well, starting Monday, they said the little rain shower thing that we got going on is gonna end, but I think it might pick back up Thursday. Hopefully it doesn't. So whatever. So yeah, I've been trying to be active, be outside or whatnot, and it's fun. You know, I enjoyed walking, but a lot of people, you know, let me tell y'all want to go on Instagram and be doing these 30-day challenges and shit. Like I was trying to do the 30-day jump rope challenge or whatever, but y'all gotta understand there's a thing called jumper's knees, and if you jump rope, your knees will feel fucked up. And there's a thing called runner's knees, and I feel like they be telling people to do these 30-day challenges and don't really bring up the things that could happen, you know, how you should train for these things, you know, because my knees was fucked up after I did my little walk and my jump rope. My knees was bad, bitch, and this is common, but nobody talks about that. They just telling y'all go do a 30-day challenge, but they're not telling y'all the repercussions and ramifications of doing that type of shit, and that you need to take a rest day and you need to put some ice on your motherfucking knees. So yeah, if you want to do jump rope challenges, just make sure, you know, you're doing the proper training and stuff like that, and you put in ice packs on your knees. My knee's still fucked up because I didn't even really put ice pack on it. Maybe after I film I'll do it. Mind you, I did this walk on Monday and it's Sunday because I'm a procrastinator and I'm just now filming Britt Says. But yeah, that was all I did. My mom came over, we just went to the supermarket. Nothing special happened this week, and I'm open to that. I mean, I've been having a weird week. I just feel like unbusy. I guess I've been busy for so long, and now I'm at like a calm, a standstill, and it's just like, it's a lot for me. So yeah, that's that. I ain't do nothing special, nothing unique this week. Let's see what has been the tea this week. These celebrities be behaving low key. These celebrities be behaving. One of the funny things I seen. Now I'm not gonna say the only thing. I thought it was just so funny how P Diddy gonna post up a picture of him and J Lo, because you know J Lo broke up with A-Rod, and he just toxic. I don't like that shit. He toxic as fuck. Why would he put that picture up on his Instagram like that? And then she was with Ben Affleck the other day. I don't know. Jennifer Lopez shady as fuck. Like, she weird. She give me weirdo vibes. Like, she give me big weirdo vibes. Her and somebody else give me big weirdo vibes. It was somebody, I was like, something about her just don't sit with my spirit. I forgot who it was. Fuck. It's another celebrity that just like, something about them just like, they just make me feel a little weird. Oh, random as fuck. Demi Lovato. Something about that bitch don't sit with my spirit. I don't know why. Like, she just gives me Dianifa attention, you know. I know that she's dealt with drug addiction and stuff, but I don't know. Something about her. She just, I feel like something ain't clicking up there. Like, I feel like if I was to meet her in person, she would be a freaking headache. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that was going on was like people I really don't care about. Like, you know, these other female rappers, you know, if it ain't Nicki, it ain't nothing. Just kidding. I mean, I just don't, like, I just really feel like a lot of them, like I said, you know, in my past couple of videos, they're not really giving bars. You know who's very slept on? And it's funny that she said that shit. She said, y'all gonna respect her pen game. Doja Cat. I really like Doja Cat. Like, I like her flow. I like the way she talk when she rap. Like, I like her voice. And I like her rap. Like, I really be listening to the stuff she be saying, and I just like the way she flows. She's very, I don't know if she slept on because Doja Cat is like big as ever, but I think in terms of rap, she is slept on. Like, people like know Doja Cat for her fashion, her style, her performance. She is a great performer too. Her pop music, like, cause you never heard her rap on a hip hop beat per se. She's more so pop. So I don't feel like people look at her like, oh, she's a rapper. I feel like people look at her like, oh, she's an entertainer, or whatever the case may be. But I be paying attention to when she would be rapping. Like, I dead ass be listening. Especially when she go on other people's tracks. I listen. I be like, yo, her flow kind of sick. Like, dead ass. So I think she's like one of the rappers that's like very, very, very slept on. Big time. Like, I think she's big, heavily slept on. Another person too who hasn't been sitting with my spirit is Milano, Meek Mill's. Meek Mill don't sit with my spirit either. Milano's Meek Mill's baby mother. Cause I don't know, like, her buying him a car just was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm 100% here for her, and it just bothers me that Meek Mills doesn't really like, I mean, he problematic, so it's like, maybe she's dodging a bullet by not being with him, but it's just like I even noticed, like, on her page, she played his songs in her videos and stuff, like, and I'm just like, Meek Mill not showing you that love. And the fact that she bought, like, she give me one of those girls that's like, I want to show everybody I have money and that I'm big and that I'm businessy. Like, when she bought her son the property, I thought it was cute, but it was given very much that with her buying Meek Mill's the car was given very much like, I'm gonna let you bitches know I got my own money. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just giving attention. Like, I'm gonna just say what it is. Like, bitch, like, what the fuck you want to hear? Like, it's just giving very much. And it's not hating, because I know some people like, y'all just hating. It's not hating. It's just, you could tell when people is just doing stuff to do stuff. Like, it's definitely an aesthetic. Like, and when she put Meek Mill a car, I don't know, just because of how I've seen him kind of treat her online, for me, I wouldn't put that nigga no fucking car. The fuck? I don't give a fuck if you my baby father. Like, get the fuck out of here. Then he said my baby mom's. Like, bitch, like, stop. For real. Like, for real. Like, if I felt like, okay, let me buy him a gift, I'm not buying him a car. I would have bought him a fucking, since she got money, I would have gave him a Milano shirt. Bitch, you can get something from my line. You get something from my label. How you say, I'll give you a Milano gift package, bitch. Happy motherfucking birthday. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay? Because, girl, the fuck you buying him a car for? I remember that nigga said, oh yeah, I dumped in that. He said I wasn't talking about her. Yeah, okay. The fuck? And then when he publicly told social media that they wasn't dating, and I mean, look, this is one thing about me. Speaking of today's topic, you know, I understand 100%, you know, that we all, yeah, I'm gonna say we all, like, some of us all suck when it comes to dating. We've done some dumb shit for men. I'm sure there's men who've done some dumb stuff for women. It's not easy dating. So I do try to be cognizant that, you know, I'm not perfect when I was dating. I was never perfect. And I've done some dumb shit. Never bought a nigga a car because I never had that type of bitch. And I just don't think I would do something like that either way. But you know, I understand that we all do dumb shit, because I do be seeing people like always, like, for instance, coming for Khloe Kardashian because she keep going back to Tristan and Tristan keep cheating on her or whatever. I'm just be thinking like, y'all bitches be going back to these niggas that be cheating on y'all every fucking day, bitch. That be broke. That be bummy. Y'all be letting these niggas in y'all crib. These niggas don't got their own home. Like, y'all be fucking any old body sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But y'all would have judged fucking Khloe Kardashian. So that's my thing too. Like when it comes to like dating per se, is like I try to be like very non-judgmental, and I'm only putting quotation marks because that's today's topic about being judgmental. So it's just the perfect segue. So I try to be like not judgmental of how people date and their relationships, even though it's so fucking hard sometimes because it be like you look crazy. I actually too, and I've done this in the past, like I'll see like maybe a friend or family member in a situation and it might be similar to mine, and that type of shit would make me want to get out of my situation. So you know what I'm saying? So those things happen too. So you could also look, before you start judging, look at these people's relationships, look at their situation, and see if you can relate it to yours. And if you can relate it to yours and you judging that motherfucker, try to change your situation. I try to do that too, you know what I'm saying? Even if you can't relate it to yours per se, if you know your shit fucked up too, maybe you should say, well, bitch, if I'm looking at her and I think she fucking looks stupid, how the fuck do I look? You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But it's just that, but I don't know, maybe it bothers me with, I think maybe what bothers us with celebrities is that they got so much money, so much affluence, so much everything, and it's just like, damn bitch, you dumb. Like I be feeling like I be doing dumb shit because I don't got everything, you know. We don't have all the money and the riches and the cars and the clothes and businesses and stuff like that. So we just feel like, okay, we're inevitably able to fuck up, or we're gonna fuck up because we're searching for something that we desire and we're trying to get it. But we look at celebrities like they have everything that people desire and they're still doing dumb shit. So, you know, I think that's the main reason why we're so, you know, just judgmental of celebrities and their choices and decisions or whatever the case may be. That's what I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, hey, you know, Milano, do your thing. She's very pretty. The clothes they're cute, and I think she could find her another man. You feel me? So don't be chasing Meek, honey. Don't be chasing Meek. But yeah. that was just it. So yes, so today's topic is about being judgmental. And yeah, so what made me want to talk about this topic? I don't know. I saw it in my list of topics to talk about. I'm like, why haven't I spoken about this? I think I haven't spoken about it yet because other things had came up that I felt were more important to talk about at the time. And I was just like, I forgot. I think I was thinking about something and it was like about being judgmental. And I was like, why not talk about it? Because I feel like we all have a tendency to be judgmental even when we're not judgmental. I feel like I used to be judgmental, but I'm not judgmental anymore. Like when I was probably like 18, 17, 16. But you know, I think being judgmental is also a very flawed personality trait. And I think that sometimes people think that being judgmental is not something that's a flawed personality trait. They think that people often get the confusion of being judgmental and being real confused. Like I feel like a lot of times people who are very judgmental think they're being real, but you're not being real. You're just being mad judgy right now. Like you're not telling me anything. You're just being judgmental. You're not giving me advice. You're not saying anything unique. You're not saying anything special. You're just being mad judgmental right now. Like, let's be honest. Like, I think that's why, and the reason why I'm going to talk about it, because I feel like there needs to be a line drawn. And I just feel like people who judgmental just think that shit is normal. Like, they're not realizing that it is a bad characteristic to have. Like, that shit is a really bad trait to have, to be fucking judgmental. It's not cool, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it shows your lack of, in some ways, intelligence. Like, I'm dead ass. It shows your lack of just life, which is, you know, which is fair, because you can't control nobody's life at the end of the motherfucking day. And it just shows your lack of sympathy and empathy, you know what I'm saying? So let's jump into the topic today. Okay, so we're about to jump into the topic, but you know, before most topics, what do we like to do? We like to expand our mind. Expand your mind, expand your mind, expand your mind. So, in an article on lonerwolf.com titled 13 Signs You Are a Judgmental Person and How to End the Habit, written by Mateo Soul. So what I'm going to do is just tell you guys the 13 signs that he wrote because they were very, very interesting. So listen to this. So this is 13 signs you're a judgmental person. So 1, you believe that everyone is out to get you. That's interesting. You expect other people to be consistent all the time. Okay. You struggle to see beyond a person's flaws. Definitely. You easily skip to conclusions. You struggle to tolerate ambiguity and uncertainty. Okay. You are tolerant of people. Oh, you are intolerant of people unlike you. You are generally pessimistic about life. You tend to believe people are either good or bad. You struggle to truly appreciate or see the beauty in others. Right. You have low self-worth. Ooh, okay. You feel anxious around other people. You are suspicious and untrusting. You have a strong inner critic who judges you. Okay, so that's a very big idea, right? Okay, so sorry guys. All right, so let's jump into it. I just don't like the lighting. It's too bright. Okay, so girl. The first, okay, so these 13, and let me tell you the ones that's a little shaky, but we will probably discuss, is you believe that everyone is out to get you. That's interesting. You tend to believe people are either good or bad. That scares me. You have a strong inner critic who judges you. And you're generally pessimistic about life. So let's talk about being judgmental. Okay, first and foremost. What is a judgmental person? A judgmental person is basically, you know, someone who, when you tell them something, they're just like very, but why would you do that? Why would you say that? Oh my gosh, I could never. Like that type of person. Vice versa, when you tell somebody something's going on in your life, they're like, okay, so let's step back. Let's try to figure out how we could fix this. They're more of a, but why would you do that? Do y'all get the two different responses? You feel me? So let's just jump into it. So for me, am I judgmental? No. You could tell me anything and I'll probably just rock with you, and we will figure it out. Are we all a little bit judgmental? Yeah, I think so, maybe. Because sometimes, you know, people might tell me something. I'm just like, bitch, but why? In my head, I'm thinking it. I might be thinking it like, really? That's what we doing? That's what we going? That's how we flowing? But at the end of the day, I'm going to just be like, look, I don't fucking know. Like, at the same token, because I don't know. And neither do you. We don't know. We don't know why this person is making these choices and decisions. We don't know what they went through in their childhood, even though people don't want to hear that. Everybody gets tired of hearing that saying, but it's the motherfucking truth. We just don't know. We don't know why. And I had to learn that too. Another thing is because I think this is another reason why I want to talk about this topic. So y'all know I kind of like fuck with TikTok, big heavy. You already know. I'm on TikTok. Y'all can follow me. I don't put up videos, but it's Britt Says 1 on TikTok. But I watch TikTok videos a lot, and one of the things that's been popping up on TikTok, trends that's been popping up on TikTok, is like people whose house is really, really dirty. Not like just hoarding, but just like people who dead ass don't fucking clean their house type shit. And it won't be like really dirty where you see roaches and rats and shit. It's just like you could tell they're a messy person. Or it'll be like people who clean houses and shit like that. And what they talk about is really that they just been depressed. They just been feeling low. They just don't have the energy to get up. And they're just going through something mentally. And this refers back to me because when I was younger, when I was about like, I'm trying to think what number. Well, for a very fucking long time, bitch. If you know me, if you was a family friend, maybe a friend, because when my friends used to come over, I used to clean up. I used to try to clean up or whatever, bitch. But I was very messy. Like, very, 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 very messy. Like, I hadn't stopped being messy until I was, like, dead ass, like, 24. And we gonna jump into that, too. So, this was my thing, though. Fuck me being 24. Like, from when I was, like, young, like, when I first got my first room, I think I was, like, 13 when I got my own bedroom. Dead ass. That's a whole nother story, child. We'll get into all that one day. I don't know, maybe today. I don't fucking know. But I didn't get my own bedroom until I was 13. So when I was like 13 up until I was like 20 something, I could not keep my room clean or whatever. And this is prior to mental health. So I'm 29. So I was 13 about what? How many years ago? Mad long ago. Okay? I don't feel like doing the math. But just know over a decade ago, right? So at the time, mental health wasn't really like this thing that was talked about. It wasn't so big. And I barely understood it. So when I didn't have the urge to really like clean my room, like I would take off my clothes and just throw the clothes on the floor. Like I had a hamper. Like we tried so many things just to get me to put the clothes in the hamper. Just to get me to like really like clean up. And I just couldn't push myself to do it. So looking now today where people just talk about like, yo, it's like people who be on TikTok like, yo, I just couldn't clean my room. I just couldn't do this. And this all stems back to mental health and just like depression and anxiety. And it's just like, at the time, you know, my mother, she's West Indian. My family, they West Indian. They got West Indian parents because I wasn't really around my father's family like that at the time. Everybody used to just call me dirty. And it's just like, it's really, and now that I look at it and I see how people you know, kind of treated me because I couldn't clean my room, which I understand, and you know, like it's not cool to have a messy room at the end of the day. I'm not like that anymore, by the way, guys, shockingly. Let's be honest. But it's just kind of hurt looking now, like damn, niggas ain't even asked me if I was okay. Why am I behaving like this? Nobody offered to get me therapy, get me help. Like some people did offer to help me clean my room, I'll say that much. But like I never even looked at it at that age like, damn, maybe I need help. Maybe I'm going through something. Maybe I'm dealing with something psychologically that I'm not privy to. What people did was automatically judge me. Or whatever the case may be. Like, why does bitch not cleaning her room? Why does bitch so fucking dirty? Like, she's fucking dirty. Like, you're dirty. And even though, as I got older, I was like, yeah, at the time, I was just going through a lot. I was just, I don't know what specifically at the age of 13. You know, a lot of people a lot of people say that when teenagers do that, it's a trauma response. You know, I don't know. You know, I might have some repressed memories, bitch. You know, look, there's a lot of shit we can talk about. But, yeah, so that was one of the other things too, is like people just be mad motherfucking judgmental, and I'll be thinking about mad stuff that we kind of judge people on and like just their decisions and their choices, and we don't even really be like being kind of like just sympathetic like a motherfucker, because even me at that age, I didn't really know why I couldn't clean my room. Like it seemed so easy. Like you would just look at everything on the floor and it's just be like, I could just put this shit away. Like that's what it was like in my head, but I just couldn't put myself to do it. But even me, I didn't know that I was maybe it was some mental health issues. I didn't know that was a mental health thing. And it's just beautiful to see now, like on social media, that these are things that get talked about. These are things that get discussed. Even today, I was listening to the read. Just so happens, somebody wrote in and she was basically saying like her stepdaughter is messy or whatever, like she don't want to clean her room, and then she was bringing up like how that could be a trauma response, blah blah blah. The girl's a teenager, and I'm just thinking like, how beautiful is that? And oh, and then the stepmother said she wanted to get her therapy. And I'm just thinking like, damn, how beautiful is that? Motherfuckers see you mad dirty, don't want to fucking clean your room. They mad you dirty, don't want to clean your room. But the stepmother said, what I will do for you is put your ass in therapy so you can figure out why you so fucking messy. Nobody gave me that honor. her. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gave me that love. Motherfuckers just said you a dirty ass bitch and you need to clean your motherfucking room. And if I don't clean my room, I'm gonna get my ass beat. My aunt used to tell my mother to beat my ass and shit and beat me up and shit like that. Like they was on that type of time, motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers was telling my mother to beat me up. Like, dead ass. Cause I was fucking dirty. Like, bitch, did you ever fucking come think like something might have happened to me, bitch? The fuck? Like, that's why I'm so happy that mental health is such a thing that's so discussed and so talked about. And I say that story just to say, like, we need to really be mindful of how we respond to things and just try at minimum try not to be judgmental, especially with everything going on in mental health. Like, I was just thinking, that also brings me to the fact too, is that a lot of shit now today, a lot of shit y'all used to do back in the day, that shit not gonna fly no more. Cause let's be fucking honest, cause now, like, for that stepmother to automatically her response be, I'll put her in therapy, vice versa, me over a decade ago, everybody was telling my mother to beat my ass. That's a big transition. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't even feel like there's room for judgmental motherfuckers. Like, it's not even room for y'all motherfuckers. If you want to be judgmental, it's not really even a space for you. There's no space for you. We don't have a room for you. It's virtually impossible, I feel like, in 2021 and beyond to be judgmental. That's just my opinion. Like, how can you be judgmental? But, you know, people do it. And I say, you know, for people who are really, really judgmental, one of the first things that it teaches me is that you have lack of life, right? So before I was dating and doing a whole heap of bullshit and just being ratchet and just going to work and just living a life and just being a motherfucking adult, I was judgmental because I ain't never been through shit. And it just shows me, people who are judgmental, you can show that they have a lack of life. And I had a really crazy ideology last night. That's why I couldn't wait to do this episode. This is the craziest fucking ideology I ever came up with. But anyway, so I notice people who lack life. That's not nice to say somebody lacks life. Who hasn't really experienced much, they have a tendency to be very judgmental. But listen to this shit. So I'm thinking in my head, like, alright, so let's think about motherfuckers who just dated the same guy since they was, like, you know, mad young. Or, like, I notice a lot of people who are really judgmental, they do a lot of things early. So they'll be, like, motherfucking in a relationship mad early in their young age. They'll get married mad young, have kids mad young. And they just be mad motherfucking judgmental. Or they motherfucking friends that be fucking mad niggas, sucking mad dick, getting mad abortions, taking Plan B's, just being a wild ass motherfucking bitch. Dating married men. What else? What else people be judging you about? You don't got your shit together. You still live in your parents' house, bitch. You know, because you on one income. Just the things that we judge people about, right? So I notice people who kind of grow, like, who kind of do the American dream thing very early. Like, let's say you found your boo in high school at 13. Then y'all decide to get married at 21. And then y'all have kids at 20, let's say 25. You know, these people have a tendency to be really judgmental, right? But I was thinking last night, like, are they smarter than we are? Are these people, like, if you decide to do life early, do you protect yourself from trauma? Bitch, I was dead thinking about this shit. Because often too, I do feel like a lot of times these, like, people who really just date young, get married young, have a house young, do this young, I don't know everything about them personally, right? I don't know what they've been through at a young age. But I do feel like they skip a lot of unnecessary trauma, right? Because let's say, for instance, you don't get married at 21, right? You're still dating from 18 to maybe shit 30, 35. We don't fucking know how long, you know, when you still single. And dating a bunch of niggas is a lot of trauma. It's a lot of trauma on your spirit. It's a lot of trauma on your soul. It's a lot of trauma on your pussy. You feel me? And you kind of just exchanging spirits and souls with all these motherfucking people. And you just dealing with a lot of personalities, male personalities at that, and women personalities, you know, if you're a man and you watch. And it does require a lot of trauma, even going clubbing, right? I've seen some traumatic shit in the clubs. I've seen niggas throw drinks on bitches, niggas calling girls out their names, just fights. You just experience a lot of unnecessary traumatic shit, you know, when you're dating. You know, with Tinder, going on these apps, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get into, right? You swipe right, you just go on a date, and you just pray to God you don't get fucking killed. Like, or some G shit, like, or some real life G shit. Also, too, you kind of, you're naturally on double income by, like, what? Let's say you dating this boy, like, by 18, y'all already buying each other shit, doing shit for each other, right? Now, me or you that's not dating somebody and you're single, you're only on a single income, you're still trying to thrive into your career. So it's going to be way harder for you to move out your parents' house. It's going to be way harder for you to get your first house, maybe even get your first car, bitch. You're probably going to fuck up your credit way more. And fucking up your credit is depending on lifestyle, because it doesn't really matter. But a person who decides to really get married and start a family at a younger age, vice versa somebody who doesn't, I'm gonna jump and make this leap. It's not statistically proven. I'm gonna think a motherfucker who decides to get married early and start a family early, vice versa a person who doesn't, this person gonna have a lot more trauma than this motherfucker over here. Cause you all you focused on is your family and your life and getting a house and get a car and make sure your kids is motherfucking good. When you fucking single, up until you 18 and 30 or 35, 40, bitch, because the pool is shallow. That's what the streets are saying. The shit got more shallower even after I left the streets. Okay. But you're putting yourself in way more traumatic experiences. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're naturally gonna experience way more trauma. I would think even too, like, even getting an abortion, I'm pretty sure like a girl who's single has way more abortions than somebody who's fucking married. Let's be honest, right? I'm not saying that there's proof of that, because I know that it be some grown ass people that be getting abortions and shit like that and taking Plan B's and shit. It happens. Because sometimes they got 3 kids, they don't want 4, they don't want 5, they don't want 6, they don't want 7. But I'm pretty sure they experience, I mean, being single, you experience a lot of it. I'm sure you do in marriage too, because your man might be cheating. Now you gotta go to the clinic. You gotta make sure you don't got no STDs and all this other bullshit, because niggas be wanting to step out on their marriage. But I'm just saying, is that like a fight or flight mechanism? Is like, let me just get married, get my shit together, finish school, start a family at 21. Because you could skip a lot of fucking trauma and unnecessary trauma. Because you could go through bullshit regardless if you married or not. I'm not saying that. But you could miss a lot of... you could kind of avoid some unnecessary ones if you just in a consistent ass relationship. Let's be fucking honest. You could kind of avoid it. Kind of. You can. It's certain shit people who marry and in relationships don't have to deal with if they don't allow themselves to deal with it. Let's be honest. Like, let's be fucking honest. So, I was thinking that too. I feel like they don't, like, people who lack life, they don't have to deal with certain life aspects. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, are they playing their cards smarter than us? The fuck? But, yeah, I just feel like it's for people who just kind of lack life, who are really, really judgmental, who have a tendency to be judgmental. And they're scared. I feel like a lot of people too who are really very judgmental are scared. They're afraid, and they might be a little bit jealous that you just don't give a fuck. Like, you give a fuck, we all give a fuck. But that you really just be out here just like, well, bitch. Like, they might really be jealous of that aspect of your life. It's like, you really just gonna call outside and fuck that man the first day you met him? Like, girl, yeah, I am. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot on a judgmental person, because they kind of wish they could be like you in some ways. You know what I'm saying? I think another thing too. So let's say you're not the type of person who got married young. There's another aspect too of people who experience trauma so early in their life that they kind of want to deal with no more bullshit. They like, bitch, I done seen enough at 6. So now, for the rest of my life, I'ma just be boring as fuck. Like, and you gotta respect it. Not boring, let me stop saying, because being risky, I'm making it seem like being risky is fun. And taking risks are fun. They can be fun. I don't want to call people who don't take risks boring, even though, you know, it is debatable. Because, you know, sometimes you don't got to be risky as fuck. Like, chill the fuck out, bitch. Like, stop. Like, chill the fuck out. And sometimes you don't got to be boring as fuck either. But, I do know some people too who just been through so much. They done lived in certain situations that's just been so crazy that by the time they get the fuck out their parents' house, they don't want to deal with no more bullshit. They be looking at motherfuckers like, bitch, I done been homeless. I done been sexually assaulted. I done been motherfucking disrespected. Y'all bitches still sitting out here. Y'all wanna play around still. Like, a lot of people was on that type of time too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. But I just feel like also too, most people who experience a lot and just been through a lot and just seen a lot and just did a lot, they're the least judgmental, because they just like, I get it. This life shit is not fucking easy. It's not. It's not easy to navigate. And you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get into. And that's just the beauty of it. And it's also the fucked up part of it. Is like, you don't know. And that's where anxiety comes into play. But for those of y'all that are judgmental, you gotta cut that shit out. And the way to be knowledgeable of it is like what I first said. When somebody presents something to you or says something to you, pay attention to how you respond to it, right? So even if somebody says, sir, we was just talking about fucking superstitions last week. I be so like oddly superstitious. But you know, like, let's say somebody even comes to you and they did some dumb shit. Don't say, why would you do that? Like, don't say that. Say, first ask, are you okay? How about that? Like, depending on what the judgmental part about this is, right? Say, are you okay? Everything good? Let them tell a story. Maybe ask, what would you have done differently? If you judgmental, that's a good question to ask if you're a judgmental ass motherfucker, because it's not really offensive. It's giving them room for thought, right? So ask them, are they okay? Then follow up with the question like, what do you think? Actually, I think that shouldn't be the second question. That should be the last question. What would you have done differently in this situation? Because, bitch, if that's your second question, that's really judgy as fuck. I would just say, damn, so like, even, you know what might even be, this might even be considered a very judgmental question, is how did that happen? That could be very judgmental. Like, what happened? Like, what took place? Could be judgmental too. And people not even cognizant of that. That question is in some ways very judgmental. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of things don't be people's fault, and sometimes motherfuckers don't know what the fuck happened and why things took place and how they took place. So sometimes asking like, what happened, depending on, like, if they already told you what happened, like let's say I told you what happened, and now you're asking me like, but what happened? Like, they want to know step for step, word for word. Like, bitch, I don't know. I just told you what the fuck they told me. Like, I fucking know. So that could be judgmental. It's just about what you say. So if you're judgmental, one of the first questions is like, but why would you do that? How did that happen? Don't say that. Say, how are you feeling now that this took place? You know, it's hard. You know, I feel like it's really hard to, like, when I say it out loud, it's really hard. And I know this might be problematic. I do think it's hard to, you know, not for me, I can't relate, but I do think it is kind of hard to like really just be sympathetic and empathetic sometimes. I do. I can see how it's hard, because it's like when I'm trying to tell y'all like things I would say to somebody that's doing something that I may or may not like. I could see how it might be hard for somebody to think of those things off the top of their head. Or sometimes, bitch, if you judgmental, shut the fuck up. How I don't say nothing. Just listen and be like, that's really crazy. You know, oh, but see, y'all judgmental motherfuckers be like, that's crazy. And y'all be saying it mad judgy. Just be like, oh my gosh, so like what's next? Say something like that. Just say what's next. Don't say, but why would you do that? Don't say why or how. Just say what's next for you. How are you feeling? And if it's really detrimental, you can give advice. Because sometimes there's a really thin line, a very, very thin line between being judgmental and being motherfucking real. It's a very thin line. Because sometimes judgmental people be right as fuck. But it's just like, bitch, you're not even understanding where I'm coming from. But you know, like sometimes they be right. So, you know, before you let them vent, ask them are they okay. Then ask them what they could have did differently. And inspire people. Some people ain't shit though. Because I remember when one time I just was like telling somebody like, you know, you deserve so much better. Like, you're an amazing person. And she just seemed like so over it. Like, fuck you. Like, I feel like that's mad nice to tell somebody is like, you just so amazing. You deserve so much better. And some people still don't even want to hear that shit. And that shit is mad nice. Like, for you to say I deserve better than my shitty ass fucking boyfriend is amazing. Like, wow. I would be like baffled if somebody told me that. Not now. What I got, I love. I'm talking about in the past. If somebody was just like, yo, you deserve better than that. Like, you shouldn't have to deal with that shit. Like, that's fucking fly as fuck. Like, but then some motherfuckers be like, what you mean I don't deserve that? What's wrong with him? And it's just like, girl. Like, yeah, you know. Some people, you know, I mean, and that's what sometimes judgmental people do is like, you deserve better than that. And that could be true. It's not being judgmental, it's being truthful, you know. In terms of relationships and stuff like that. Like, you deserve somebody who's going to give you their 100%. Give you their self full and wholeheartedly. Not 50, not 60, not 70, not 80, 100, you know. Or sometimes they might say stuff like, that don't make sense, what the fuck you saying? Like, they be like, that don't make sense. And sometimes the shit motherfuckers say don't be making no sense. Cause you be doing dumb shit. And when you do dumb shit don't make sense. Cause why the fuck would you do that? When you do dumb stuff, it don't make sense. It's stuff that should not be done. So, I don't know. You know, it's a very thin line between being real and judgmental. But like I said, it's just about how you say and how you approach things. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a lot. I wanted to touch base on one of the 13 things is loaded. So, I'll get back to y'all. But, okay, here it goes. I wanted to really, really touch base on the one. It was like the ones I said was problematic. Like, you believe everyone is out to get you. I don't know how y'all feel about that. When you judgmental, you feel like everyone is out to get you. I can't relate. I don't. How would that correlate? I don't know. If you listen, give that some food for thought, because I can't. You struggle, yeah, of course. You're suspicious and untrusting. Can judgmental people be suspicious and untrusting? That's a lot. These are big accusations. It depends. It depends on the person, obviously. It really does depend on the person or whatever the case may be. Because I could see how you might be suspicious and untrusting. Maybe like when somebody is telling you a story. Oh, I get it. Like, you know how like somebody is telling you a story, but you feel like, I'm judging you because, bitch, that don't make no fucking sense. I think those are like usually in like really, really big topics in terms of like, let's say for instance, you tell somebody a story, right? And they like, oh, my aunt accused me of stealing $1,000 because I was the only one in the house at the time. Before she left the money down in the fucking, I don't know, on her countertop. And then, after she left, she put it there. And then just so happened I was the last person in the house and then it went missing. But it still wasn't me. Like, I feel like those are times when people are, you know, those are like situations. Because there's a way more situations than just dating relationships where you can be judgmental, right? That's a very big situation to be judgmental, right? I think that's what they're like alluding to. I would think. you're suspicious and not trusting that person. So maybe you had an experience with them where maybe they stole some shit from you or something like that. You thought they did. And you like, bitch, so who you think took the money? Did anybody, like, you start asking them questions like, did anybody come to the house after you? Or whatever, and it's coming off as judgmental. But maybe that person deadass really didn't steal that money. And you know, there's always two sides to every story. There might be some stuff that's missing out the story, and she might be deadass telling the truth, or she might be lying. So I think they mean it in that type of sense, like people who do stuff where it's like stealing and when people are accused of like really big things, like, you know, it could be anything, killing somebody, bitch, or somebody, situations where kids get taken away from them, and it's just like, bitch, you a mother, how your kids got taken away from you? We start being judgmental, but we might not know the full story. So I guess in those type of senses, like, you can't really trust them. Like, why your kids got taken from you? What the fuck? Can I trust you around my kids? Type shit. Like, I get what they're saying. So I understand that, but I mean, as long as you got within good reason, can you have a good reason to be judgmental of somebody? I don't think you should ever be judgmental. All right, so here goes the ways they say you can stop being judgy. How to end the habit of being judgmental. They said explore yourself, talk, and journal about it. This one to me is like, a lot of people don't know they're judgmental, so it's hard to really journal about being judgmental. Except the ugly, weird, and messy parts. Easier said than done. But by slowly and steadily working to accept yourself, you become less critical of others as well. Oh, I like that. You know, work on yourself, bitch, and then you start noticing, hell, that's a fact. Let's dig into that. When you start working on yourself, right, and you go to therapy, and you start seeing like, bitch, I got a lot of fucking problems, even if you think you was perfect and lined the fuck up, and you start seeing like, wow, I really do this, I really dealt with this, I'm really dealing with that, you gonna really start being judgmental too. When you start really breaking down your messy and ugly, weird motherfucking parts of yourself, that's a fact. You gonna be like, well, bitch, I'm a hot ass mess. Okay. So, look deeper into people and situations. When we judge others, we tend to do so quickly, and as a result of our beliefs and misconceptions, but jumping to conclusions blinds us, causing us to quickly shut off and ignore the complexity of others. For example, people who are mean, cruel, shallow, untrustworthy, or unfriendly almost always act from some kind of inner pain. That's obvious. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. A lot of people are judgmental. They do jump to conclusions mad quick. Like, bitch, how you get from A to fucking Z? Like, relax, grab the story, grab the information, and also, like, before you judge and think, like, what could this person have possibly been through to be behaving like this? Like, honestly, that's true. That's true as fuck. People do be making up shit too. I don't like that type. That also needs to be discussed too. That's the type of judgmental behavior too, when you be making up shit. Like, how the fuck you gonna make up somebody's life? That's judgy as fuck. You know how people be like, oh, I was just talking to my friend about this shit the other day. Like, how people, when you get into a relationship, people want to just make your man the issue of all your fucking decisions. Like, bitch, even if I was single, I probably still wouldn't want to go to this event that you invited me to. Even if I was single, I probably still wouldn't want to talk to your ass on the phone today. Even if I was single, I probably still wouldn't want to hold this conversation with you, wouldn't want to do this business idea with you, still wouldn't want to do XYZ 5457 with your ass. Single or not single. But a lot of times too, I was saying, like, when you get into a relationship, your friend be like, oh, it's her man that's telling her to do this. That's, number one, not only is that judgmental, that's some narcissistic ass behavior. For you to sit down, and say, oh, bitch, it gotta be her man that's telling her to do this, vice versa saying, maybe she just don't want to be around me. Maybe she just don't want to go to the event with me. Maybe she not feeling my swagger. Maybe she not feeling me today. Or he. Like, that says a lot about you as a person too. To really just try to find a reason as to... I get that you're trying to find a reason as to why this person behaving this way. But for you to automatically put it on the person's partner is a little insane. Like, I feel like let's start doing that. When people start changing around us, let's at least find 3 different scenarios as to why. And bitch, one of them scenarios better be you. Cause nobody never want to put the blame on their motherfucking self. Like, somebody will definitely find 3 scenarios. Like, it gotta be her man. This bitch did some funny shit to me. Or she going somewhere else. One of those 3 scenarios better always be you. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You better be like, did I ever say something to this girl the last time we hung out? Or this guy the last time we hung out that was rude or disrespectful? Could have been rude or disrespectful. Did I do something? Like, for real. Like, real talk. A lot of motherfuckers be doing shit, but don't want to put themselves in the equation as to why people is moving funny. And that's be the top 5 motherfucking problem. Why people is moving funny. It be you. It don't be the man. It don't be because they in a relationship. It don't be none of that. It be you. The fuck? Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. But that's also considered judgmental ass behavior. So, instead of jumping from X, Y, to Z, because I know people like that too. My mother's like that. I told y'all that in an episode. Like, she is her person. She'll hear a story and she'll just jump to fucking Z off rip. Like, she goes from A to Z. She don't even go to B, C, maybe A to D. Y'all just be going to the last letter. Like, damn. I be like, girl, who told you that? You made all that up off the top of your head? Stop. Very judgy. You know old people be judgy as fuck anyway. Be critical about your judgmentalism. Yeah, I can't really relate, so it's like kind of hard. But I would love, that's why I love to see people grow and heal. Like, I want to meet somebody who's like really doing the work. Like, I feel like through the podcast, I'm very open and transparent about me like healing and doing work and shit. But I dad want to meet people that's just like trying to stop being judgmental or trying to stop being problematic, and they really heal. Like, I always pray for that too. I'll be like, God, I just want you to work through people, just heal at least one person close to me. Like, I really want to meet somebody like that, that's just trying to just heal through not just trauma. Because I feel like, here we go, I feel like a lot of times people just go to therapy after experience trauma, after experience loss. Like, I want to meet motherfuckers that's just, like, looked at themselves in the mirror and be like, yo, something ain't right about me. Like, I'm a kind of a fucked up ass person. Like, real talk. I did that before, too. You know what I'm saying? I told you I went to therapy for no reason at 23. Like, I really want to meet people who just decided to go to therapy because they feel like they ain't shit. What's up? Like, I really want to meet somebody like that. I feel like people just be going to therapy because something happened to them. Like, just why you just can't just go to therapy because you just feel like you a little off. You feel me? Like, it don't even have to be because something happened to you when you was 12. Just be like, yo, I just don't like the type of person I am. I feel like I've been really mean lately. I feel like I've been very sad lately. I feel like I ain't shit. I feel like I ain't progressing in my life. I'm gonna go to therapy. Like, I rarely meet people who do that. Like, rarely. Like, do y'all know somebody who ever said that? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to therapy because I just been, you know, like, I don't know. So, hey. But, look, if you watching, you listening, and you feel like you ain't shit, just go to therapy or for that. You don't have to go to therapy. And that's the other thing, too, is like, niggas be going to therapy until something bad happen. Like, go beforehand so when shit pop off, for real, you know what steps to take and what protocol to take. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, hey. Girl. Next. Because I feel like it's really hard for people to be critical about your own judgmentalism because a lot of people don't know they're judgmental. And I feel like if people was going to get help or going to get therapy or just trying to, even if you don't want to get therapy, even if you was looking at yourself in the mirror or just journaling or just trying to be a progressive person and just looking at your choices and decisions, you would know you are a judgmental person and maybe you can be critical of it. And it's also about the type of people you keep around you too, because I also know people who be like, people be telling me I'm mad judgmental and I'm just like, wow, you got good people in your circle. Like, if you got motherfuckers that's dead telling you like you're judgmental, you're mean, you're rude, you're this, you're that, and also complimenting you too, because there's also a room for that, where it's just people who always want to tell you the bad about you, but they'll never want to tell you the good about you. But I also feel like it's about the type of people you keep in your circle, and you want people in your circle that's just constantly telling you the good and the ugly about yourself. Even if they're telling you indiscreetly, at least they're telling you it. So be mindful of the type of people you keep around you. And if they're gonna tell you the truth and shit. Moving on. Ground yourself with mindfulness. When being judgmental is a habit, it causes your mind to become narrow so that you see with tunnel vision. You cease to be grounded in reality, becoming lost in the world of your judgments instead. So yeah, I understand that. Oh, they only gave 5 ways to be not judgmental and gave you 13 ways to realize how you are judgmental, which is funny. Because, you know, it's not easy to break a bad habit. It's easy to spot it, but it's really hard to break it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope we could all try to be a little bit not judgmental. I feel like even if I feel like I'm not judgmental, I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit judgmental. I feel like we all have a tendency to be judgmental, because even though we go through things in life, we all don't experience everything, and God forbid we don't. I hope we just get our own little unique traumas and problems and issues. We don't want to go through all of them, bitch. But so yeah, if we in a situation that we may or may not understand, we might be judgmental of it. Unfortunately, I haven't experienced everything. I experienced enough, but not at all. So some topics I might be judgmental in, and I'm not privy to it, and I hope that I'm not. You know, so I just want us all to be mindful of it. Nobody wants to be judgmental. I think being judgmental is like one of the top 10 things you don't want to be. Like, you know how they say being judgmental, being jealous, being narcissistic, being mean. Like, judgmental is definitely up there with things you don't want to be. Like, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be a judgmental ass motherfucker. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because I did. I always enjoy my episodes. I don't care. I'm really that girl. Like, I'm like that. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you are streaming, listening to any DSPs, make sure you give me 5 stars, leave a review or comment. Make sure you subscribe. Hello, even if you're a streamer, go head over to YouTube, type in Britt Says with 2 T's, and hit the subscribe button. Everybody needs to subscribe and share. If you're watching this and you like, yo, I thought this was a good episode, I'm dead as judgmental, I have a friend that's judgmental, and I'm gonna send this shit to her. I have an aunt that's judgmental, I'm gonna send this shit to her too. By all means, do that. Hello, good morning. Like, even if I get 7 watches, if I'm getting 25 streams, by you sending it to one person, you can send me the 50 streams and 14 views. Hello, good morning. So I just need y'all to share, spread the love. I know it's not easy, for whatever reason. Ooh, I should get into that tea. I'm gonna give y'all tea next week, bitch. I'm about to get in everybody's motherfucking ass next week. Look at that. Now I got a topic for next week. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're leaving 5 stars. Make sure you're sharing and telling people. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.